Hey, cheers everyone. How you doing? I say cheers because I've got a cup of tea. Check out my teapot as well. Look at that beautiful little thing. Now, my wife said that I needed to buy my own teapot because she said you're not using mine. She's got a grey one, but we do have a shared teapot as well. Tea news from Leicester, right? But this is nice. And I've got chai in this. It's in here now. So I'll probably be slurping this as I go through class. Cheers to you all. Thank you for coming along. It's by all accounts, this is class number 182 with Dave Rennie, and that's me. I'm part of the Space to Breathe Collective, which you can see at the bottom there. And we're a cooperative in the middle of Leicester, and we're a yoga and wellness space, which has got yoga and therapy, counseling, massage, breath work, body work, all of that really good stuff. So that's where I hail from. I don't hail from there, actually. My life was long before the Space to Breathe Collective, but you probably wouldn't be interested in that because I used to be an IT salesman, right? And then I became a yoga teacher, but not overnight. So things change in life, don't they? And I'm happy that I do this now with you guys and not sell bits of tin to people that probably don't need it, right? So this feels a lot more balanced. So wherever you are today in the UK, thank you for joining. It's really lovely to have you around. It's beautiful blue sky. I'm looking out my balcony door here, and the blue sky is absolutely fantastic today. It's chilly, right? Though it's been cold the last week. So make sure you're warm enough before we practice today. We've just been chatting to some of the guys at the virtual village hall, and we were talking about having colds. And last week they said, oh, you know, I've had a really bad cold. And I said, oh, I've been good this year. And they said, oh, you must have a good immune system. And then the day later I had a cold. So I've not been feeling too good. So I might cough a little bit during this class. But as I say, I've got my tea. So I'm going to go back there. You get comfortable. I'm going to be sat on the floor, and we will sit for quite a bit of time today. And I always give this option. You can always, sit in a chair or sit with your back against the wall for some of this stuff. What I instruct won't be perfect for you. Not like anything that I instruct is perfect, right? Because we're not trying to be perfect. But you'll get the gist. So adapt your practice is what I'm saying. And if there's things you want to do today, go for it. And if there's things that I do and you think, you know what, I'm not going to do that, lie down, go into child's pose, do whatever you want. You can always turn the stream off. But I wouldn't recommend that because, you find your own practice within my practice, right? Within our practice together, we all practice really differently. Okay, that's enough chatting. So I'm going to go back there. And then you go back where you need to be. You're probably going to stay in exactly the same spot. I'm sat on a little blanket today because what we'll do at the start is just spend a little bit of time just to ground ourselves and to just drop in. So a way that I would invite you to do that is probably just to bring your hands somewhere nice and comfortable. And quite naturally for me, my palms will be face up. A little curl of my fingers. I don't want to bring any tension into my hands. And then I might move just a little bit here. Now, as I do that, I'm going to close my eyes. So I invite you to close your eyes as well. It doesn't feel great closing your eyes. Just soften your gaze. Little movements, kind of working out how you are physically. So we think about the body as this physical specimen, right? The muscles, the bones, the fibers, the bits that we kind of can notice quite easily. Tips of the toes right up to the crown of the head, your fingertips. Sometimes a little bit of movement here can feel really good. And then find a little bit of stillness if you can. And then as you find that stillness, see if you can just begin to notice your breath. And if you can, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through your nose. But if you are suffering a little bit because there is a lot of kind of colds and viruses around, then breathe through your mouth. Kind of breathe in a way that feels right for you today. It might be different to what it was last week. And as you've brought your awareness to your breath, maybe you now bring your awareness back to your physical body and scan your body and just see what's going on. Before we start to move, let's take a couple more rounds of breath together. If your eyes are closed, just come with your eyes open. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is just swap your legs out. So have a quick look down. My left shin is always in front. So I know I want to bring my right shin in front. I just habitually go with my left shin in front. I don't think about it. It just happens probably 90% of the time. So just a little bit of movement. And if you're sat on something like I am, on this nice Mexican blanket, I'm going to remove it because I want my sit bones to be on the floor. Now, if you are in a chair, you can remain in your chair. And if you want to take a little drink, take a little drink, or a big one. You can take a big drink if you want. I don't mind. And from here, we're just going to do something called Sufi grind. In fact, before we do that, let's do a little twist. So inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, clasp the hands, push the palms up towards the ceiling. And then just have a little bit of a movement side to side. We've been starting a lot of our classes the last few weeks like this. So kind of inhale, you lengthen, and then exhale into these little side bends. Try and relax your shoulders. So, you know, for me, my shoulders a little bit around my ears. So maybe you just kind of bend the elbows and kind of move a little side to side. Don't feel like this has to be a certain thing. You know, really stretch the arms up, then relax the arms and just find that little movement side to side. Inhale, come back to center, then exhale, twist to the right. We're only going to hold for 2 breaths. So left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Inhale, exhale. Nice deep inhale and a full exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Now maybe look up to your fingertips if you want. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind. So this is your inhale and this is your exhale. So you just kind of twist. Every inhale you lengthen, every exhale you twist. I said only 2 breaths, right? So one more. Nice deep inhale and a full exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up, so sweep them high and wide. And then as you exhale, what I'm going to invite you to do is bring the hands down so they're in line with your shoulders. Look down to your fingertips on both arms and then move a little side to side. And then we're just going to kind of spin the arms. So you're just going to move like this. So this is your inhale and then this is your exhale. So kind of inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. It doesn't matter which side you inhale, doesn't matter which side you exhale, but the breath might get something like this. Are you ready? You don't have to move with this quick. You just kind of beginning to rotate the torso using the arms as kind of leverage, I guess. And this is a twist from your navel, really good for your spine. You kind of build that strength into your shoulders. Just let your head go with the movement. Try not to move your head too much. Couple more either side. Inhale, bring the arms back up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Nice. Maybe a little tension in your shoulders. So bring the hands down on the knees. Inhale the shoulders up. Wear them like earrings. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down your back. All right, a bit odd, isn't it? Inhale up, exhale down. Try not to tense through your jaw here. In fact, anything you just sort of, for me, I'm not going to ask you to smile because when yoga teachers ask me to smile, I always feel like I don't want to. But what I'm asking you to do is kind of like relax your face. And for me, a little smile is a good way of doing that. So find a way to relax your face. Drop the shoulder blades down your back. It's a couple more. Nice. Take a deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Nice. Check which shin's in front. Lean back into the hands. Separate your feet. Drop the knees to either side. All right. I said we'd do this Sufi grind, didn't I? And we've not got there yet. So bring your other shin in front. 1 second. I'm just going to turn this radiator off because I'm already too hot, which is great news, everybody. That just means that I'm creating my own heat. I don't need to put my heating on today. This cup's really cold. All right. So the hands are on the knees. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale round your spine. Sufi grind. This is an amazing way to get into the lower spine and to get into your hips. Now, you might just start it and you can, be like this with the spine quite long. You're just thinking about your navel Remember, that's where all yoga starts. It starts at this point of our body. And what we're doing is we just begin to draw circles. Now, for some people, and for me sometimes, if my spine's a little tender, I just stay high. I pick a direction and I kind of just draw these circles with my torso. Now, I'm feeling all right today, which is a bit of a luxury, right? So I'll move a little deeper and the move will be a little bit more expansive. And I don't particularly want to move very fast, but I'll inhale as I come here and I'll exhale as I come back. So inhale forward, exhale back, and then maybe close your eyes. Let's go for 1 more minute from here. Remember, the breath can be quite intentional, so there's a little bit of power to the breath. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, let the breath go. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Remember which way you were turning, because you're going to turn in the opposite direction. But for now, see if you can just bring your thumb and your forefinger together. So thumb and your forefinger, little connection, and then just drop in. Just notice what you're noticing. Maybe a real subtle energy in your body. Kind of working through these different layers. The yogis call them the koshas. Beautiful. All right, bring the hands back onto the knees and then just swap it out. Come back the other way. Remember, even though it's a familiar movement, it's a new movement in the opposite direction. So maybe start nice and slow and just work out what's going on. And then you might just drop into this. It's a nice way to move your chest, your torso, your hips. Really breathe deep into the lower part of your body. Inhale forward, exhale as you round. And we'll do the same thing today. We're going to kind of stay relatively low to the floor for the first half of the class. And then we'll move a fair amount for the second part of the class, or kind of move through some standing postures, some sun salutations. So nice and varied today. Inhale forward, exhale round. Let's do another 30 seconds. When you're ready, inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale. Beautiful. And then one more like that. So a nice deep inhale through the nose. Full exhale through the nose. And then same thing again. The thumb and the forefinger come together, palms face up, and just find a couple of breaths in stillness. And we'll do a couple more things seated. So when you've taken those 2 breaths, check your shins out, bring your legs out, and then just drop the knees again to either side. If you don't like that movement, you can always do this movement and kind of just bring the legs out and give them a little shake. Or you can do a mixture of all this stuff, right? You don't have to move the way I move. You probably think, I don't want to move like that, Dave. I'll move somewhere else, somewhere different. Okay, I'm going to come closer to you because a few messages have popped up on the side of the screen. So I just want to check I'm not missing anything here. Oh, cool. Thank you, Jude. That's really nice. Thank you for saying hello. You said you sat on your sofa to try this. Brilliant. All right. That's fantastic. So yeah, that's really good. You know, hopefully you've been able to do some of this stuff on your sofa, because a lot of it has been seated so far. So remain on your sofa, because this next one's going to be really beautiful. Drop your chin down towards your sternum. And then just rock your chin a little side to side. You don't have to do like a full neck turn. You're just kind of dropping your chin down. And then if you wanted to, and you want to kind of circle your head out with caution, pick a direction and just turn your head up and then bring your head down. Stay really relaxed through your jaw, through your face, and kind of bring those movements in that kind of serve you today. You know, it might mean that there's a little bit of tension, so you've got to be really cautious, especially through the neck. My neck sounds really odd today. Not in an odd kind of scary kind of way, but just a little tense and tight, a little bit gristly. All right, bring the head back to center and then just swap it out. Remember, new movement again, so come back the other way. Maybe another 4 or 5 rotations. You know, something helpful here for me is I just keep a little gap in between my teeth, and that just helps my jaw relax. It doesn't mean that it's super relaxed, but it means that I'm not kind of locking my jaw out. I hold a lot of tension around the shoulders, the jaw. Bring your head back to center. And then take a full exhale. Beautiful. Again, wherever you are, sat or on the floor with me, just adjust your seat. Make sure you're really comfortable here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of breath work, nice and simple. So we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing, which I love. So hopefully you like it even a little bit. So we'll bring the right hand up and block off your right nostril with your right thumb. Okay. And then take an inhale through your left nostril. And then block off your left nostril with your ring finger or little finger. Exhale through the right. Inhale through your right. Block off the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through your left. Block off left with a ring finger or little finger. Exhale through the right. Inhale through your right. Close off right with the thumb. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Switch. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Switch. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Switch. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Switch it out. Exhale through your left. Just one more round. Inhaling through your left. Switch. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Switch. Exhale through your left. And then just bring your right hand down. Take a few rounds of breath. Now, maybe the eyes just close here. Maybe they've been closed all the way through. And just check in with your experience. So it's called Nadi Shodhana. It's like a balancing breath where we balance the energies in the left and the right sides of the brain, the body. And then from here, we're going to come, well, I'm going to go back onto my mats, but we're all going to come onto all fours. Let me just have a look at these. Oh, it's great. Yeah, and I totally agree. Thank you for these messages. Like being able to practice yoga online, I think is such a godsend for a lot of people. It is for me. And I teach like 3 or 4 online classes a week, and I'm always amazed when people turn up. So thank you, because for a lot of people, getting outside is really difficult, right? So this medium of the Royal Voluntary Service Virtual Village Hall and all of the content that the Virtual Village Hall put out is incredible. It's so varied. I was looking at it at the start of the week and just seeing all of the different kind of things that you can do, different ways to engage your brain and your body. And that's what we're looking to do, right? This is a really great way to connect with people. So thank you for joining today. Jackie's here and Irene's here, and someone else was, Pauline's here. All right, Pauline, how you doing? It's nice to have you all. Okay, well, nice to have you all along with us. Thank you for joining. Right, let's come on to all fours. Enough of that chit chat. Spread out through your fingers. You see how I am? My knees and my hips are beautifully aligned. I'm going to tuck my toes under today so I can get a nice stretch through the bottom of my feet. Inhale, drop your belly down. Lift your head, lift your heart, and then exhale round your spine. So just get into that movement. This is your inhale. Belly drops, head and the heart lift. This is your exhale, you round your spine. So you kind of move in a way that works for you. I'll try and do this without getting too snotty. It's really hard to do yoga, you know, when your nose is bummed up. I think it's a good thing to do, though. I think you know, if you keep moving gently when you're feeling a little low, as long as you're not kind of putting too much pressure on your body because it needs to recover, I think little movements, gentle movements can be great. Along with Lemsip, obviously. All right, another 3 or 4 of these. Inhale forward, drop your belly, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. And then we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to inhale back to center, bring your big toes together, split your knees wide, and then come into child's pose. So kind of lay your body down onto the floor. Remember, you can always do this and just stack your head on your hands. You wing your elbows out nice and wide, and you just soften your forehead down. So kind of just move into a shape, child's pose that works for you. I say my knees are quite wide, but you can always bring the knees somewhat together. It's your choice. And then breathe as well as you can. Again, for me, it's a little hard because it feels like my head is beginning to fill up. Take, I don't know, another 3 or 4 rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, if your hands aren't there, stretch them out in front like mine are, and then bring yourself back to all fours. And then just give one of your legs a little stretch back. Spread out through your fingers to make sure you're protected through your wrists. And remember, you know, if you feel real strain in your wrists, make fists and do that way. You know, so you can be on your fists themselves, and because that will bring your wrist in line with your hands, that should, it's not always the same, but it should bring a little less strain in. If you're feeling that strain, all be with me like this. Maybe swap your leg out, bring your other leg, just a little bit of movement. Nice, beautiful. And then from here, we're going to tuck our toes and come into downward facing dog, only for a couple of breaths. So spread out through the fingers, feet about hip width apart, and then lift your hips high. You see I've got a really big generous bend in my knees, and that will allow my spine to elongate. I want my spine to be long as I can. And then from here, what we'll do is we'll take an inhale and just ripple forward and come into plank. So it's quite strong, right? Kind of breathe it out. Nice. Take one more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, drop your knees and lower all the way down onto your belly. All right, lying down here on the floor, keep your elbows tucked in by the side of your body. Take an inhale and come into cobra. So you just lift your head and you lift your heart. Exhale, bring your forehead down and push yourself back onto all fours. So use the strength of your arms to come back to all fours and then move through 4 or 5 rounds of cat-cow. I'm just going to make a little wardrobe adjustment. I seem to be getting untucked here. Not that that's a disaster or anything. Inhale, come back to center. And then the same thing again, big spread out through the fingers, tuck your toes, come back into downward facing dog. But then this time, walk the hands back. So you're going to find yourself right at the back of your mat and then root down through your feet. Have a look at your feet, make sure their feet are about hip width apart, and then just roll all the way up. Come to stand. Feels nice to stand, right? And then what we're going to do is going to walk to the top of our mats. Nice and simple. Ceremonially walk to the top of your mat and then separate your feet and just have a little pad out on your feet. Before we start moving, I've just made a decision to do a little balance. Okay, so I'm going to face you, but as long as you can see me, you're in a good spot. Okay, so we're going to root down through the right foot and we're going to bring the hands onto the hips. We're going to lift the left foot off the floor. So remember, you can be here just on the toes, and this will probably challenge your balance quite a lot, especially if you're not used to balancing. Or you can bring the knee up, or you can make a basket grip around your knee and just find something to look onto. So you just kind of find a spot and try not to move your eyes. There's a blackbird on a lamppost outside and it's really distracting me. You know, the things that don't, it's just flown off, that's okay. So you want to really look at something that doesn't move. How does that feel in your standing leg? Really spread out, press into the ball of the right toe, the big toe. Nice. And then bring that leg down and then just give your leg a little shake out. Maybe exhale through your mouth. If you fell out, you know, you're here and you can't quite find your balance, that's okay. You just keep practicing, right? So you can be here, you know, you might kind of bring the leg up and down. You can remember, you can always bring a fingertip onto a wall if you're close to a wall and do it that way. All right, let's do the left leg. So kind of, again, find that place to look and focus. It's called a dristi in yoga, kind of a focal point. And then hands on the hips. I like to do it this way, and then lift the right leg this time. And then you can stay here if you want, or you can make that basket grip around the knee. And then just find something to look at. I promise you, I'm not going to move my eyes now. Notice how that standing foot feels. I've got a much weaker lower left leg. It's a running injury that I've had for a long time, which I get physio on. So I have to work a lot harder on this leg. I have to kind of really try and engage. It tires out before my right. So I know, you know, when I'm in balances like this, there's work to be done. Nice, beautiful. Maybe hug the knee in. You can always kind of bring the hands on the hips, and this will kind of build strength into your hip. But remember, balancing, it's a practice, right? Bring the right leg down, give it a little swing, and then land both feet on the floor. And then maybe just give the body a little shake out. Beautiful, really nice. Should we do one more balance? Should we do that again? But then what we'll do is we'll kind of open to the side a little bit, okay? So you can either go where you were, or you can join me in this one. So we're going to root down through the right foot, and then you're going to bring the left leg up, and then basket grip around the left knee. Now, stay here if you want, or you can release the left hand and bring the left hand behind. And then if you want, you can kind of just do a little look to the side, kind of roll the left shoulder back. We're not going to be here for long, a couple of rounds of breath. And kind of you just look into the side wall. So slight different focus. And then come back to center, hug the knee in, and then give the leg a little shake out. And then we'll do that on the other side. Just a couple of breaths when you get there, if you're going into that twist inversion. So right leg up, hug the right knee in, keep hold of it with the left arm, open the right arm out, And then maybe just gaze to the side. Can you feel a nice stretch through that right shoulder? Maybe roll it back a little bit more. Nice. And then come all the way back to center. Hug the knee in. Bring the leg down. Give it a little shake. So that's proof to me that I haven't been balancing enough recently because my balance doesn't feel great today. So it's sending me off into a direction of like, balance more. The only way to get good at balancing is to balance, my yoga teacher used to tell me. So, but it's the brain, right? The brain kind of loses, and as we get older as well, right? So balance is really important as we get older because, you know, we're gonna probably be a little bit more unsteady on our feet. We're gonna fall a little bit more. So balance is really important that we get that balance in. And remember when we were doing stuff last year, I was like, you brush your teeth like this, right? You just kind of, you do that, or you come on the other side and brush your teeth. Not many people brush their teeth. It's electric, right? So you're just standing there like that, right? Or like this, or, you know, do the other leg up. Do it when you're brushing your teeth. It's amazing. All right, come to the top of your mats. Have your feet about hip width apart, and then just be in Tadasana. So the palms are face forward. Maybe close your eyes and just notice what it feels like. Again, this is a balance in itself, right? Just standing. This is something which you learn as a child, right? So kind of really feel into this very underrated pose. Feel your head balanced perfectly on top of your neck. And then from here, take an inhale, we'll just sweep the arms all the way up. So bring the arms all the way up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, hinge and fold and come all the way in. So we're just going to swallow dive all the way down. See my knees are bent? That's going to help me protect my spine. From here, take an inhale, come up halfway. So this is your flat back position. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down and step one foot back and then step the other foot back. And you take a nice deep inhale and you lengthen into your plank. As you exhale, drop your knees. Keep the elbows tucked in, lower all the way down onto the floor again. We've been here before already. This time again, inhale, press into the tops of the feet, come into cobra. I like to lengthen my arms here, but you don't have to. But as long as your elbows are tucked in and your arms are not too wide, you're in a good spot. As you exhale, lift the hips firmly away, come back into downward facing dog, and it's our third time here. So maybe notice how this feels. Take a deep inhale, take a full exhale. From here, bend your knees, hinge your hips, look between your hands, and then gently step both feet to the top of your mat. Now you might do that in a lot of steps, or you might do it in two, it doesn't matter. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Bring the hands nice and high, right on the thighs. Imagine if someone's got a cup of tea, they could rest it on your back and you could be their table. Exhale, forward fold. Root down through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then as you exhale, take a little sniff, like I did, and bring your hands to your heart. Sniffing yoga today. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. We work with what we've got, right? Exhale, hinge and hold, fold, not hold, fold. Inhale, lengthen, come up halfway again. Exhale, bring the hands down. This time, just step your right foot back and drop your right knee. Now, if you need to pad your right knee out, go for it. Place a blanket or a cushion underneath your knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and then find yourself in a low lunge. And just breathe it out here. Left foot, left knee are kind of lined up. Shoulders can be nice and wide, kind of sinking the hips down, lifting the heart. So maybe on an exhale, you sink. On an inhale, you lift. So you don't have to be still here. Kind of breathe it out. Torso just kind of sinking down. Heart space lengthening. Nice. Take one more round of breath. Take a full exhale. Bring the hands down, and then from here, step that left foot back to meet the right, and you're in plank. You don't have to do that in one fluid movement, remember. As you exhale, drop the knees, the chin, come all the way down onto your belly. Take an inhale into your cobra, and then take an exhale into your downward facing dog. Nice. Breathe here in your down dog. 2 rounds of breath. Deep inhale. A full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. From here, bend your knees, hinge your hips, look between your hands. And again, just step to the top of your mat. So land the feet lightly, slowly. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. And then you root down through the 4 corners of your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms high and wide, little flourish as you come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Really beautiful. All right. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold, come all the way down. Nice. Inhale, lengthen, come up halfway. Exhale, hands down. This time, left leg back. So nice big step back with the left leg. Toes in the ankle in line. You might even look down the leg and then drop the right knee down. Sorry, drop the left knee down because it's the left leg we step back. And then inhale into your low lunge on the other side. Remember, you can walk that right foot a little wider. Kind of find a lunge that works for you. Kind of move around if that feels good. You know, if you do all this kind of thing with the arms above the head, torso is kind of face onto the top edge of your mat, you can always bring the hands to your heart, or you can make a basket grip and you can kind of just ease into this pose. It's up to you guys. You don't have to do everything that I do. You find things that work for you. In fact, this feels really nice because you can kind of like lengthen your spine, you can relax your shoulder blades, you can sink maybe a little deeper into your hips. What works for you? What do you want to do? All right. When you're ready, take an inhale. If the arms are not there, sweep them up one final time. Exhale, hands down. And then this time, tuck your toes on your left foot and then see if you can step to the top of your mat. Again, it might be in a few movements. That's okay. Inhale to re-lengthen your spine. And then exhale to hinge and fold in. Root down through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, frame your hands at your heart center. It's probably enough, right? It's probably enough through sun salutations. Bring the hands down, bring the palms so they're face forward. Have a quick look at your feet, line them up with the long edges of your mat. You can stay facing the top of your mat. I'm just going to face you guys so you can see what I'm doing. And then just relax it out here. Maybe close the eyes. Just check in with your experience. Notice what you're noticing. Take a couple more rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to a seated position. So that can be in a chair. That can be directly on the floor. You know, you can always grab a cushion like I'm going to do now. In fact, I'm going to grab 2 cushions because I got them all close. And then come to sit down. All right. Beautiful. Really nice work today. We're not quite done. We've got a few minutes left. So what I'd like us to do is do something we don't generally do at the end of classes, is just to sit. Instead of Shavasana, I'm going to move back just a little bit. Instead of Shavasana, I'd like us to finish in a seated position. Now, if you really don't want to sit, you can lie on your back and you can do this final bit in Shavasana. Otherwise, an easy pose, or Sukhasana, as we call it in yoga, and then maybe close the eyes. This is where we started. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is see if you can, really settle into a comfortable position where the spine is long and your shoulders are relaxed. If you're sat with me, or if you're lying on the floor, that you have found a position where you don't feel like you need to wriggle or move around. And then I'm going to ask you to, if it feels okay, close your eyes. If not, just do that and look down towards the floor. And then just take in everything around you. The eyes are closed. I'm not asking you to open your eyes, but kind of sense where you are, where you found yourself, the shape of your body. Maybe notice your breath again. Your physicality. But there may be things within your room that you're practicing in. So it can be things like smells. I can smell incense. I lit some incense before I started. And maybe it's the temperature of the room. I'm warm enough, but my feet are just a little bit chilly. Not too bad, but I can feel that they're colder than the other parts of my body. Maybe notice the sounds within the room you're in. Can you hear anything? It's really quiet where I am within the room that I'm in here. But outside, I can hear noises. There's a delivery going on somewhere quite close by. And kind of the hum of the urban landscape. I can hear people on the park, which is quite close to me. So all your senses here are open, but you're not attaching to any of those senses. You're just letting the thoughts come. You're letting the thoughts go. And then just take 3 more rounds of breath here together. When you've taken that 3rd long exhale, then maybe you soften your hands to your heart in prayer position. And I guess from here, just thank yourself for showing up, for getting onto your mat, for practicing. And then maybe with a wholehearted bow, wishing yourself well, wishing everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for coming along today. It was really nice to practice with you. And these are just little moments, right, that we can just tap into for our overall wellness. Getting into a routine can be really difficult, can't it? But I think one thing which I'd recommend is look at the schedule at the start of the week for the Virtual Village Hall and maybe just pick 2 or 3 things. And the schedule's always up there, every single day it will tell you what's on. And then maybe set an intention to practice whatever you want to practice. Pick, say, 2 or 3 sessions. Remember, you can do them on catch up, but I think doing them live, there's something nice about knowing that everybody's doing it at the same time. And make it easy for yourself. There's certain habits that we can get into where we can make things easier. So, if you have a space within your house that you do this kind of stuff in, then make it that sacred space for you. And, if people are in that space at that time, let them know, I'm going to be doing this at this time. It's really important to me. It's really important for me to kind of move my body and to connect and get creative or whatever it may be. And then doing 2 or 3 sessions a week, I think then that can have an incredible, it just can really give you that buoyancy, especially during the winter months when things get a little bit crazy. And we're coming up to Christmas, right? It's December on Sunday, and then people get really busy, and then all of our healthy routines, sometimes not all of them, but some of them, they fall out the window because we're busy, right? And we go, oh, I can't do them anymore. So what I would recommend is try and carve that time out for yourself in a really gentle way, because then when January comes, we don't have this boom and bust of like, oh, you know, I overindulged and I did this and I did that and I feel bad about myself, so I'm going to get really fit and then, you know, January kind of third week and then we're all done because we've done too much in those 3 weeks. So what I'm talking about is balance. Try and find that balance. It doesn't always have to be extreme. In fact, we don't want extreme movement or exercise. We want gentle things. It's like before I did this class today, I went for a walk just around my neighborhood, maybe like half an hour, because I've been doing stuff on my laptop for a couple of hours. And I thought, I need some fresh air and it's beautiful today. And I wrapped up warm and I just went outside and I thought, wow, this is a real pleasure to be able to do that. So just those little things. It doesn't mean that we have to lift loads of weights, go down the gym and, you know, run, or we don't have to do any of that stuff. Find mindful ways to move your body and connect with people, you know, and this is a great way to connect. I know that we don't actually see each other face to face, but you get to sense people. So if that's your way that you can do it, please carry on doing that. And if you can get out and you've got friends around you, go and see them. Yeah, sometimes you need your own space as well, but connection's really important. All right, that's enough from me. Thank you so much. I'm going to end this stream right now, but thank you so much for everyone coming along. It's really nice to have people around. Julie was here and Jackie and Jew. Is it Jew or you? How do you say it? Jew? Maybe Jew. Irene, always good to have you along, Irene. Pauline, Jackie. I've already said Jackie. Jackie twice. All right, guys. I'll see you all next week. See you later. Bye.